about 20 miles west of Wall Street. It is a cool and overcast day in West Caldwell, New Jersey. Mountain Ridge Country Club, round 3 of the Mizuho Americas Open. Grant Boone, Morgan Pressel looking at some of the action from today, and hyejinchoi making a big front 9 move, Morgan.
Golf course playing quite a bit easier today than what the players faced the first couple days. This for her 4th birdie on the day.
32 on the front 9 for the Korean. The defending champion, jeenothitikul. Big first couple of days, 3-shot lead when the round began, but she was tied at this point.
Tough hole location, even to have a birdie putt of that distance. Excellent there on 7.
Hannahgreen had tied her at 7 under. That put Jeeno back in the lead. hyejinchoi on the back 9, more of the same, second at 12.
Front hole location here, clean card to this point, and that would lead to her 5th birdie of the day.
Take her to 6 under par. Ruoningyin over at the 10th.
We've really seen a resurgence and a renewed confidence with this club in her hands. Make it 4 birdies on the card through 10.
She's tied for 3rd. Played in the final group at the Chevron Championship a couple of weeks ago. And another major champion, allisencorpuz at 17.
And leading the field in birdies, that for her 6th of the day.
So Corpuz way out in front. Began the day 8 shots back. That takes her to -5. So jeenothitikul with the 2-putt birdie at the 8th has now reestablished a 3-shot lead. Day 3 here in Jersey. Here is jeenothitikul. This is at the 9th and a chance to get to 10 under.
At the 13th, eagle putt for hyejinchoi. This is a hole the players have been attacking all week. That was a bit too strong.
Up at the 18th, Corpuz finishing her 3rd round at a hole that surrendered Morgan 2 birdies yesterday.
Well, it's only surrendered 1 so far today. I'm still trying to figure out how those 2 made birdie yesterday.
Tom, this was about the length of her eagle putt yesterday here.
Yeah, it should be a birdie today for Hyejin. Of course, she's chasing a first LPGA victory. This could be a huge Sunday for her.
In our coverage today, 13.
Hannahgreen was bunkered off the tee here, so knocked it out into the fairway, and this is her 3rd shot. Steady. There is a bit of a rise at the back, but that might have too much pace. Yeah, it's going to...
Hello, I knew I was drawn to that little building there, if it's called the tea house.
It's almost that time.
It's this whole place, this 10th hole place downhill about 17 yards.
So Karen would love some hot tea. This whole week has been...
You're bringing all the good news today, Morgan. Well done.
Kupcho.
She is longer off the tee than Jeeno, so we'll see if she keeps this left of those bunkers, and she has done just that.
As we move you up to the par 3, 14th, and the big move today, hyejinchoi 6 under.
A location today right at the bottom of the slope here on 14. Quite accessible. That putt's going to have a lot of break.
To 12, and ruoningyin. She's trying to enjoy Hyejin at 7 under. Was it an LPGA corporate outing there that Mizuho Americas was putting on? And now here we are in our 4th year of this great event. allisencorpuz for birdie at 18. Oh, yes. Match is the best round of the week.
Hannahgreen's 4th. And just needs to put the brakes on. Has Jerry invited you out yet for a game of Boss Patrol? This is out of the 13th hole. It's an eagle putt here for lydiako. Level par for the day. This would help. Oh, just fooled her. There's little subtleties on this green, and that's going to be a birdie.
This is the leader, Jeeno.
132 is the yardage, and this is just a smooth 9-iron for her. Into a little breeze. Does play downhill. From 128, off of a slight downslope.
This is over at 15. This is a par putt for Jennyshin. may move left to right here, coming down the hill. And now Hannah Green for par at the 13th, stays 6 under.
Last 9 holes today. Here is Hyejinchoi at the 14th, and this to get within 1.
That I have in putting, I look, almost read it from the hole backwards. You look at where do you want the ball to enter the hole, where is the center of the hole, and how does that turn based on how much break you have to play. And
as we take you to the 14th and lydiako.
it's an opportunity that these players have to almost breathe a little bit, play a little bit more aggressive golf. Oh, but not that aggressive, Lydia. Just moments ago, so that's how quick that is going to be down the slope.
Gino at the 10th for birdie.
Gino was paying attention. It's always nice to get a free read out here.
Here's a player who's won twice already this year, Hannah Green.
I don't know if there's anybody other than maybe Nelly playing with more confidence than Hannah Green this season.
Okay, now take a look at this. This is the 18th hole in Yuliu.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. And going up the 10th, just buzzed our tower a minute ago.
Oh, that's getting to the weeds of the stats right there. This is Kupcho on the tee at 11.
And this is a good high draw.
Be interesting to see if the officials make any changes to the local rules for the final round. They want the golf course to be played how it was intended to be played. Ruoningyin at 13.
They did have to move quite a few fans out of the way.
Michelle Wee West wanted to do right from the get-go. And it continues here, and it's...
Gino was a winner, as a professional winner, when she was at the same age as some of these players.
Yeah, she burst onto the scene as a teenager.
Okay, this is lydiako at 14 for birdie.
I mean, once she gets it over the crest of this hill, I mean, gravity is going to take it so quickly. This, when you talk about artists, this putt requires such artistry. It's
Back into the wind, which is also just a hint off the left as well. Just perched at the top of a little downslope.
And playing with Lydia at the 14th, Hannah Green, and look where she's aiming.
yeah, this is that putt that we've seen just makes it straight left turn. And her body language.
Kupcho second at 11.
From 139, this drifting a little bit on that wind.
We saw Yuliu
from,
go
International.
down the 10th fairway to play
They're
the
like
18th. Her
every
second
event.
was to this
They're
point.
everywhere.
Now here's her third.
He's a legend.
Actually picking up ground on the field, but maybe thinking she had unlocked something. 15.
Hyejinchoi, second shot. And players going middle of the green here. This is where Jenniferkupcho's ball finished up at 11. This her third.
It's quite a steep slope that she's got to go up.
Oh, Jennifer does get a little annoyed sometimes, but... Hyejinchoi from off the green.
So we have the 66 from Allison Lee and allisencorpuz, the two Southern Californians. You got 2 6-unders on the course, including ruoningyin.
Had wonderful ball striking today. Has only missed one green so far today.
Her pace has been very good today. She's got a good feel for the speed.
Jenniferkupcho not happy about somebody in the eye line there, but looks of things, Karen.
Yeah, it's very easy to get distracted. There's just a couple of people, but they do tend to stick out if there's only a couple of them walking back there. Most of the gallery following this group is on the right already.
Now the par putt for hyejinchoi. Into the college ranks, or whether they want to turn professional.
Here's the former Duke Blue Devil, celineboutier, second at the 12th. In the field next week in Cincinnati. Here's narinan at the 16th. A future Demon Deacon. Here's ruoningyin at 14 for another birdie, this to tie the lead.
Yeah, this is a better place to putt from than anything beyond the flag.
Boutier for birdie at 12.
Back with hannahgreen, has struggled off the tee on this back nine. Missed the fairway at 11, made bogey. Missed the fairway at 13, could not make birdie. Missed the fairway here at 15, so that's her third shot and may well save par.
All right, hyejinchoi coming off for first bogey of the day, trying to get it right back here at 16.
It's a good opportunity, playing a quarter of a stroke under par.
Angelyin.
Yeah, the 14th, and she goes back to even par.
A little unlucky with the draw yesterday. I think the morning players who played sort of second half of the draw in the morning, they had a really tough go of it. Weather improved in the afternoon. And Lydia said yesterday that 75 that she shot.
A player about the age that Karen Lydia was when Lydia first won on tour. Back to 12, and how about the live for Gino?
Actually pretty good. Found a decent spot. Only 95 yards to go.
That's
This
great.
weekend watching.
That's great. Yeah, they have a pavilion out on the 9th holes. We watch hannahgreen here at 15 in the market and local, and can come out and enjoy the golf. It's great.
And here's gabylopez at 14.
Asking for it to go.
As we take you up to 16, and hannahgreen.
Only 120 yards today, so all the players.
This downhill will break to the right as it goes down that hill as well. You just have to pick a spot that you want to get the ball rolling over.
Snapping.
That barely crested the hill and asking for it to stop. That was a wonderful putt.
The veteran Jennyshin for birdie at 17. Let's see how much turn this has at the end of the putt. Yeah, just snaps.
And back at 16, lydiako. Kupcho at the 12th.
Also still playing a lot of break just because of the speed that it picks up at the end. It's one of those that's so hard to trust that you have to... hard to get it high enough.
At the 14th, gabylopez. Vamos. And they're loving it around that par 3 green.
Celineboutier, second shot to the 13th.
Yeah, to be an eagle here today, Tom. Quite a big backup here on this hole. Is everybody waiting to go for the green?
At the 16th, and a green for birdie.
Big trouble off the tee for ruoningyin. This is actually her 4th shot at the 15th. So trying to scramble something, get away with just the single drop shot.
Lydiako tries to answer. Iris Lee there playing with Lydia, just a 7th grader.
Back with celineboutier at the 13th, her 3rd shot to the par 5.
Morgan, you mentioned it, a couple of rounds of 6 under and 5 under out there on the golf course. Jennyshin has one of them, and as the rain begins to intensify, here's Jenny's 2nd to the 18th.
Only making the hardest hole on the golf course even harder.
This is brookematthews. It's been a tough day so far. She's 3 over par. Started the day just 4 back at the lead. And that's only going to be a par for Brooke. Bogey putt here for ruoningyin. We saw that really good 4th shot, trying to limit the damage.
Bit of grass that she's going to have to deal with in this rough. And she's on a downhill lie. The actual yardage to the hole is 250. So just not worth fighting off more than you could chew here.
Yeah, smart play there, and as this rain starts to fall, it's going to make the rough feel even thicker.
This Mizuho Americas Open has been played the first 3 years of its history. Liberty National undergoing some renovations, moving over to Mountain Ridge for a couple of years. I kind of given this one for double, and it's might have a little movement in it. Oh my goodness, that is outrageous lip out.
Okay, trying to gather herself after a triple bogey. Ruoningyin, 16.
And that is just a real shock to the system. Not just even a triple bogey, but a 3-putt from about 5 feet. She was such a short putt. She was standing so close to it and had such a severe lip out coming back towards her. It was kind of a wild shot.
Now Gino. The tee has been moved up, considerably moved up. It's only 437-yard par 5, the 17th today. So players able to get there in 2. And that might do okay.
At 14, celineboutier.
Good looking line right here. Excellent shot. One of the best we've seen all day. Perfect position.
Jennyshin. Brilliant approach. Went right past the hole. Now she's got this for birdie to tie the low round of the day and the week. 66 if it drops.
She's really locked in with her posture and her grip.
Jenny is a USGA champ, won the girls junior. She's not yet in the US Women's Open at Riviera.
She was a little unlucky not to have caught the bunker. Just took a hard bounce off the edge and ended up here. She's going to pitch this on a little downslope, so this is going to be quite the finesse shot.
Okay, at the 16th, playing with China's Ruoningyin is Southern California's angelyin, parents from China.
I think she'd have been hoping that this one would have been for eagle when you stand on that tee and
All right, Ruoningyin for a bounce-back birdie in a big way.
Now Gabylopez. Hyejinchoi for an eagle at the 17th. should start to turn in at the end, but
When you got $1 million on the line.
well, the rain really started to come down. Here's Kupcho putts for birdie. The early hours of the afternoon.
Celineboutier was 7 shots off the lead after round 1. She was outside the top 50, and now look at her.
She hit the accelerator button as the round went on, so indicating that the conditions did ease off slightly. She has a 7-iron for this shot, plays 166, uphill a little bit, but will help in wind.
You know, as we've seen today, Karen, just have to keep it below the hole. Anything even hole high or beyond the flagstick is impossible.
Hits the ball about the same distance as Gino with her irons. Did not get a signal, so that was probably the same 7-iron.
And Gabylopez birdied 14, trying to birdie another par 3.
Yeah, you talk about a grinder. Gabby also fits that personality.
17.
Hyejinchoi did tap in her birdie, so she gets to 7 under par. This is on the 17th fairway. Hannah Green second with that green clear. Asking for it to sit down. There's that ridge that you're talking about, and now it's going to be a bit more difficult.
At the 18th, with the rain falling, Inayoon. Okay, Kong, caddy for Gino, holding the umbrella over his boss. Here she is for birdie.
Oh, I think he was actually holding it over the golf ball more than he was over Gino. That's to stop any rain droplets falling on the ball for as long as you possibly can to get clean contact, but
The moisture sitting on top of the greens can definitely make an impact.
Thankfully, no lightning in the air here. But as the rain falls, Gabby for another birdie. 17.
Lydiako in for the green and 2, obviously, and in the bunker with a bit of work there. That's so good.
Kupcho for par.
and she left herself more work than you'd like, and that was a 3-putt from nowhere. No, not at all, because even though you're trying to put these hole locations on an area that is somewhat flat, there's still a lot of subtleties to these putts. That's what happens when you have 100-year-old greens. That tends to be the case.
Difficult from down here at 17 for Hannah Green and Katie Sheck.
She might join you in the Mercer Hall of Fame one.
Well, she might have to go a bit for that, but it's it's really, really good performance. That gets her into the US Women's Amateur as well, so congratulations. Now Lydiako. Having had some issues the first couple of days, playing as a very difficult hole. Boutier, second at 15. The grips dry out there. They're waiting for Brookematthews, second at 15.
All right, Hyejinchoi trying to finish up a terrific day here at the 18th, or second. Quick putt, most likely, but that'll be for birdie.
This will be a really good up and down for Hannah Green, having missed the green on the left.
On the tee at the 16th, Melaniegreen, the rookie from Medina, New York. Just qualified for the U.S. Women's Open with a 65 in the second round with a whole bunch of shots like that one.
Back on the 17th, this is ruoningyin, second shot to the par 5. Running with a nice bounce back 2 on the previous hole, having had that 7, but that is going to leave a tricky bunker shot. Now, Boutier. Let's see if she gets the speed right here. It's fooled a few players today.
Couldn't believe it. Hit almost a stroke over.
There's Gino's second at 15.
And she was trying to hit a 7-iron from a bit of a thick lie, but had no trouble with the trees.
At every corner to fool the players here.
This for the low round of the week. Hyejinchoi. If it drops, it's a 65.
If it drops here, this is a bonus. Just all about the speed.
She'll have Feijia's reaction if she makes
Conditions a bit more benign, even though the rain has started to fall.
Yeah, Melanie, last year's Epson Tour Rookie and Player of the Year. She's got the swagger. She's got the game. Yeah. And at the 18th, Hannah Green, 2 wins on the LPGA Tour, 2 on the LET. Uh-oh.
Ooh, we just have to chalk that up to.
He's such a great energy for me, so we had a blast.
All right, let's watch a little golf. You've called some golf in the past. You called the Masters a few years ago. So here's celineboutier.
The green, what would you say is the most difficult green out here that you've experienced the first few days?
Ooh, great question. I'd have to say the pin position on 11 on the first day was maybe the toughest pin position. The 18's a tough hole. The good thing about this golf course, which I thought was, really great design, it kind of starts you off easy on the greens. I feel like the opening holes on both the front 9 and the back 9 kind of ease you into it, and then they kind of really start to ramp up.
And that's Lydia at that 18th. Over at 16, Brookematthews, her second.
Coming back to Riv, had that family connection, your last year of exemption. But has it inspired you to play any other golf, tournament-wise?
No. The golf course that I played and the golf course that these girls are playing seems like different golf courses, but it just shows how talented they are. I mean, they're making putts like, this one was a miss, but, they're making putts out there. They're hitting great shots. These pins are not easy, so...
Of course, you were just a youngster out there when you first started competing in LPGA events, and we were there watching you and amazed. And you've amazed us all these years. Here's Hannah Green. She can't see where this is going to end up.
She plays all different sports, and it's been really fun to go out there and play with her. I saw a statistic somewhere that if your kids play golf, you get to spend 60% more time with them, and I see the fact of that. We go out there, we play a lot, even on family vacations. Golf is a big part of it now, so we're excited. My son loves playing golf, loves golf clubs and golf balls too, so...
A redux of last year's Mizuho Americas.
That's right. Those 2 players battled away. And Gino ended up winning by 4. We'll see what happens over the closing stages of today and into tomorrow. This is above the hole, so always a bit trickier here. Okay, no problem.
It's always fun to get to meet the players, meet the juniors. I told them a big message this year was, you're here in the field with the LPGA players. It's your 1 week to really know what it's like to be a pro. But yeah, we were 12, 13 playing in major championships, and kind of what I remember is that you had to almost act older than you actually were when you're out there. You had to act professionally. You had to learn how to act professionally, and that's a skill in itself. And I feel like this week gives the juniors a really so it's been amazing to see that flourish as well.
Par putt here for Hannah Green. Remember that second shot, a little squirrely, maybe with some water on the club face?
You said a safe place for these young juniors to kind of learn their craft and get some experience, but the professionals have really embraced the format as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, it goes both ways. Each professional in the field, they're not forced to be here. It's not mandatory that they play this week. It's a.
Did you practice your autograph as a youngster like Morgan did when she came to the U.S. Women's Open?
Oh, yeah.
It's all part of it. You've signed 1 million of those, haven't you, through the years? Still doing it. Tom?
Gabylopez just carrying the bunker. So she will have a putt for an eagle. If it slows down, no.
Out of these greens. And that includes putts like this one that Gino has, which is going to move a bit to the right. But it might not move quite as much, quite as quickly.
I've just seen a few putts from above the hole, Karen, be left short, more so than we had seen previously.
That would have been super fast downhill, but I think you just have to think about giving it a couple more inches of speed here.
At 18, ruoningyin was rolling until a triple bogey at the 15th. Still a good day. (17)
Gabylopez down the hill right there. Now it's going to turn right at the end. Too much pace.
I love what she said to us, Tom, when she was in the booth earlier this year in San Francisco, just how much she wants to put her game up against the very best when they are at their best.
All right, ruoningyin for a closing birdie.
Start almost dead sideways at the very end of this putt.
Nobody listens to me.
Yeah, they do.
Brookematthews. And she's got some length. She's going to try and thread it through the gap there. Back on the 17th hole, player coming off a really good week last week in Mexico. Arpichayayubol, this for eagle.
Bit out of position at 18, but Gabylopez with the pin a little more accessible today, or a lot more.
Still not an easy.
17.
Yeah, the putt coming back for Yubon. Get back to level. Did thread it through that narrow gap there, the penalty area behind her. Her parents would house players during the week, so she got a real taste of LPGA Tour life early in her golfing career. Steady. This might be a bit disappointed when she gets up, not knowing where that.
Gabylopez from the rough at 18 to this point, and this to get to 6 under.
This has been an odd putt. Sometimes it falls left at the end, and sometimes it hasn't.
And that finished 5 under.
It's just an awkward length, isn't it? This bunker, not quite green side, got that little bit of approach.
A lot of confidence still to take into tomorrow.
It's a third at 17 for Brookematthews. Good round tomorrow, and she'll have a very good chance to better that. There's that little narrow gap in the fairway we were talking about at 17. The players were negotiating off the tee. Up on the green, Boutier to tie the lead. Not been the best season for Brooke. Got off to a nice start with a 15th place finish in Thailand, but since then, competition, but she is not going to be leading heading into tomorrow. Now, Tidikun.
She's got 196, got a little upslope. I think that is short and right. Only 191.
I like this one.
Plays up 8 yards.
What is that? Yeah, right bunker side.
There's a great view of just how it narrows in that fairway. She was able to thread this golf ball to give her this shorter approach, but hates it, absolutely hates it.
Finishing up at the 18th, melaniegreen. Oh, and what a way to finish. Melanie.
She can see quite a bit, but everything slopes off beyond. Don't want to be long. Not surprised that Amelie was short.
And at the 18th, a third for arpichayayubol. You're doing something these days. You're playing pretty good golf.
Yeah, I mean, she will take a lot of confidence from that as we go back to Kupcho's third at 17.
Just landing on the downslope out of that bunker.
On the tee at the 18th, celineboutier.
One last tough hole to finish, and she's really sitting in a great position for her best finish in a very long time. No top tens.
Just need to have such good imagination, just trying to picture where you want this ball to fall into the hole. As Morgan, you were saying earlier, about working from that hole backwards. What a part.
This was just a moment ago. Melaniegreen finishing up, the 24-year-old from Medina, New York, played at the University of South Florida. Back in the fairway. Celineboutier, second shot.
She doesn't seem to like it, but I don't think she'll be too disappointed with where that ends up, chipping back up the hill, leaving it below the hole.
And she's always pretty calm and chill when you're following her on the golf course, and you know it's no different whether she's chasing or has the lead. Oh, and that's it's just fallen back into the bunker on the right. Yeah, she is very confident with this club. You said it on the last hole too, Morgan, but she knows it. She stands on the tee knowing that she can hit this club into tiny slivers of fairways, and that's got to sit down a little bit.
Okay, Boutier, the closest pursuer to Gino. Third shot here at 18.
Lean back and dig it too much. This is quite an ambitious shot.
To make sure you get it up over the lip. That's job number one. Job number two, avoid that other cross bunker.
She did good there, getting that up over that lip comfortably.
Oh, an aggressive play, taking it over that cross bunker. Fans have come out to watch the best in the world.
Okay, feet in that first cut for Jennifer.
Yeah, that makes it awkward because the ball was below her feet.
Just a little bit towards her toes because of that ball being below her feet led to a slight pull.
False front at the front of the green, and then you've probably got about 4 steps on top of that before the hole arrives. Pretty flat lie. That's got to go. Okay. Initially, there's a good bit of downslope, but then halfway between her and the hole, there's an even steeper downslope, so it's going to be like hitting the speed slot halfway down this putt.
Creeping, creeping, creeping.
And I think this is a decent place to putt from.
How about that save? And that early bogey at the second, but clean after that, and a 2-shot lead instead of 1.
So there's going to be an element of putting this one a little defensively.
Back up and have your weight shift to your back foot, which is a tendency when the putt breaks away from you. Wonderful stroke there.
And everybody talked about it when we got here in 2021. And again this week, it could host a major championship. You look at the leaderboard, it looks like a major, doesn't it?
I said this golf course is definitely going to separate those. It demands every part of your game. And I mean, look at this fantastic leaderboard full of major champions that we have right there.
Yeah, Gino, the best player without a major on her resume so far. Hyejinchoi has contended so many times, including in majors. Celine, Hannah, Ronnie, allisencorpuz, all with majors to their credit. And the rookie Melaniegreen with that short birdie at the 18th to get into the top 10, looking for a third top 10 in the last 4 weeks. We've got final round coverage coming your way tomorrow, noon Eastern time on golfchannel.com, and then Kelly Tillman joins the team to bring you the final couple of hours on CBS. Thanks to everyone who made it possible in the tough conditions today. Our producer Glenn Savatsky and director Pete Esposito, their terrific team. Thanks to everyone who made it possible in the booth and on the air. Morgan, Tom, Karen, Hallie. I'm Grant. Thanks for watching the LPGA Tour on Golf Channel. We'll see you tomorrow.